all right, YouTube, what is going on? On Long Island, just coming back from the DMV to surrender my New York plates. I am now officially driving South Dakota plates in New York. How you doing, folks? And that's a savings of $296 every 6 months. So I'm saving almost $560 in a year. So that's the difference between the state I'm born in and the state I am officially a resident in. It's cost savings across the board. And more importantly, there's no state income tax. So, you guys can do the same thing I did. If you do own a house or a property in a state, it's not going to work for you unless you can prove you're only there for 6 months. So in other words, 6 months in the state you reside in, and 6 months in the state that you want to move to. But being that, again, I sold my house a couple of years ago, but decided to stay in New York, I came across this America's Mailbox. Saw the video a couple of times. There's no strings attached, folks. I have a physical address, but it's like a post office box, but it's called a post mailbox or postal mailbox, PMB. And it's legal as all hell. No problems so far. My bank I went into today said, you can have a bank anywhere in the country, so that doesn't matter. So I changed my address on the app, because everything I do is through the app. No longer do I, even when I surrendered my plates just now, I got a, let me get out of the traffic zone here. I got a, I called Geico to verify that they got the document that says plates destroyed. It was instantaneous, so I'm glad that the computer system in New York is able to do it spontaneously, where I don't have to submit the document to the insurance company. Years ago, like I had a local agent, right? Used them for years and years and years. It's actually an all-state agent. They're no longer there. Everything is done via the app, so that's the convenience of technology. I no longer have to walk in person. I mean, DMV, obviously, no matter where you go, the lines are the lines. I just came out of New York, the line was pretty long, but being I only had to destroy plates, there's no line, virtually no line, but registering a car, applying for a new license, whatever, them lines are forever long. Actually, they recommend that you make an appointment for the day that you want to come down, just to avoid the chronic 6-hour wait. When I went to South Dakota DMV, I actually had to wait 3 hours. It was slow. There's only 2 people behind the counter, and obviously people are doing the registering of the car and renewing licenses and all that stuff. So anyway, I'm happy to inform everyone that I'm officially driving a car that's registered in South Dakota in New York. But I see that all the time, different plates from different states. And, I'm not in New York enough to warrant me giving them the extra money for taxes. I mean, the amount of money I'm going to save on the income tax is nearly $4,000 in a year. That's an automatic raise to me. So the money that I'm paying towards the truck, I'm paying an extra roughly $450 a week. I just made some of it up by saving on auto insurance and obviously not paying the income tax anymore in New York. So there you go, folks. Again, the name of the place is, if anyone's interested, it's called americasmailbox.com, whatever. It's pretty seamless. It's all legit. I've talked to attorneys. I've talked to others. nothing wrong. There's nothing illegal. It's legit. And really, I did it all within 24 hours. I stayed there, got the necessary documentation to provide for my license plates in South Dakota and my driver's license from South Dakota. And within literally the next morning, I was on a load I had to deadhead out of South Dakota. And you only have to appear in South Dakota once every 5 years for a time period of basically overnight. It's a 24-hour period. That's all you have to do, folks. The difference between what I like about New York and the best is that you only have to file for registration or renew your registration once every 24 months or 2 years. In South Dakota, it's 1 year. Every year you got to re-register your car. The other inconvenience is that, well, it's not an inconvenience. You just got to notify. They don't tell you when you get mail into your post mailbox. You have to kind of email them the day before, and because they've got 40,000, 30,000 folks that do it, mostly over-the-road truckers, traveling doctors, traveling nurses, and RVers, people who just go from state to state in an RV. So what they do is they get the mail, you let them know, you ask them, oh yeah, we got mail. Then they forward your mail to wherever you want to go, or wherever you want to send it to, I should say. In this case, it's still going to be my apartment. So they're going to forward my mail here, especially the fact that I've got to renew my registration for South Dakota because they only gave me a temporary one. So when I get back today, I'm going to go on their website and pay for the year. And all this is one sticker for each plate. You have 2 plates. No more registration on my window, and no more inspection. No more car inspections. So that means I can slap on a loud ass exhaust and never have to worry about state inspections. Not that I'm going to, but yeah, no more annual inspections. So just some of the conveniences of technically moving out of New York. It's really, at the end of the day, it all comes down to what everything else comes down to in life. It's the amount of money that you can keep in your pocket. Right? So for years, after I sold my home, I was still paying the high tax rate in New York. And for what? Like I said, I'm not in New York. I figured it out last night. I'm in New York 6 weeks a year. The rest of the time I'm on the road. A week here, a week there. We take 6 weeks off a year. And for me to pay him, give him free money, ridiculous. So that's the reason why I did it. It's all about the Benjamins. So I'm going to be saving a pocket full of money. Looking forward to it. And it's really simple, folks. Again, it's nothing to worry about. It's all legal and everything is on the up and up. And I suggest that anyone who's doesn't have a permanent residency, or you can prove that you don't live in that residency, not in that state more than 6 months a year, go for it. I mean, South Dakota is just one of many states. I just know that South Dakota was the easiest of all the ones I looked at. It's, like I said, seamless. Boom, done. So that's it. Big H is going back home. It's about 11 o'clock local time. We're expecting some heavy storms coming through this afternoon, so I'm glad I'm all done with that. And yeah, it is nice to be home and finally able to sleep in my bed last night. Pretty much slept for 12 hours. It was nice. But anyway, Big H is out. Hey, listen, stay safe, make great decisions, man. It's your life. Live it once. Live it to the fullest. Remember, you come first. Nobody else does. Later on, folks.